Hi guys! Have you missed me? I've missed you. Let me tell you how much I've missed you. You don't know what I've gone through to record. I have recorded this video over 20 times. Over 20 times. It may be over 30. Finished the video finally today because I've been having problems with my camera, my memory card. And now my memory card won't read. So every time I've done the promo video, I have a makeup segment, like a makeup series and stuff, get ready with me for my show. I've been recording videos for that. The videos won't even work. They won't even play. So instead of like freaking out, blowing up stuff, punching walls, I said, you know what? I got a laptop, so we're gonna get the job done. Sorry if y'all don't get the same HD quality as you do from my camera, but I mean, I'm mad. Like, I spent all this time on my makeup. I did a tutorial for it. You can't even see. You don't even know what I did to get this look. But that's neither here nor there. So, like I said, I'm excited. I so miss y'all, like, heavy. Missed you heavy. Missed doing Teeya Tuesdays. Missed having conversations with people about the topic. So, y'all. And if you see me adjusting this camera, it's because I'm trying to find my angle. Don't judge me. We do it all the time with our phone. Issue. Teeya Tuesdays won't be as short as it was for the first season. So, don't worry. I'm here to stay. So, I have my handy dandy journal here. You see dreams and schemes. Isn't that so cute? I love journals. So if you're thinking of what to get me because you love me, give me a journal. Alright people, so I think the best topic to start our season 2 off with is the very thing that you should start off with, period, which is self, which is what Teeya Tuesdays is about, self-development. Shout out to my leaders out there. But this one is about priorities. And it's not really about the grand scheme of priorities, like where to put your work, relationship. It's really why you haven't made yourself and or what you want to do a priority. Now y'all know when I bring up these topics, I'm talking to y'all about stuff that's been hitting me on the head. So by all means, I am definitely talking to myself just as well as I'm looking at myself in this camera. It applies to me. So let me talk about why I chose this topic. So this year has, most people don't know, but this year has really been a challenging year. I've never really sat out like this in a while. And I just moved to Atlanta. It'll be a year now. I just moved to Atlanta and I did a few things, but it's not at the speed that I normally do stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or the amount of things that I do. And I've done some things here. I won't say I haven't, but you know what you can do. You get what I'm saying? You know your speed. So I really feel like I've set this game out. And if you are an athlete, you know when y'all warming up, you ready to play. So for the game to start and you sitting on the bench, it hurts. And then to sit out the bench the whole game, heck, you messed up. But what I've learned is it don't matter how bad you want to play, because if they put you in a game and you hurt, you're still not gonna be able to play. And that's what was happening with me. I was trying to get back in the game, but I was just too hurt to play. I was just too wounded. I had a lot of areas I had not dealt with, and or I thought I dealt with, but I didn't, and I was too hurt to get back into the game. And so that's where I'm coming from. And I had to sit down and do the work and figure some things out and make myself a priority. And it was the most uncomfortable feeling because you feel selfish, you feel exclusive, you feel like, am I just wasting time? Is this just an excuse to be lazy? You know what I'm saying? Just to be to myself. Is this really working? You know what I'm saying? And it does work. It does work. So that's what I want to talk to y'all about, okay? I wrote down some points that we need to go over so we can get our priorities in order. Let's get it started. So, number 1. I've learned that when we are bored or when we don't want to face ourselves or get our work done, we pick up extracurricular activities. And those extracurricular activities are what I call extracurricular people. We end up picking up people to occupy our time, our space, our mental space. Because by ourselves, we feel bored. Like, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you have ideas, even if you know what I'm saying, you may want to start a jewelry line or something like that. You'll be at home twiddling your thumb or watching TV. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't become your focus so much that all you do is that. You know what I mean? So, we end up picking up extracurricular activities, extracurricular people. And some of our excuses become, oh, I had to go support so-and-so, or I needed to be there for so-and-so. And we appear like we're this great Samaritan, and the reason why we couldn't get things done, or the reason why we put our dreams to the side, is because of people. That's not always true. And though it's cool and it's nice to be there for people and to support people, but sometimes our motives are not as innocent as we want to think that they are. Sometimes our motives are lightweight, selfish desires, and we use people as scapegoats and excuses as to why we have not focused on our own life, why we haven't made the most of our situation. See, what I've learned this year is it's so easy to jump on somebody else's boat that they built and say you're helping them, but it's so much harder to sit on the island with a whole bunch of pieces and put your own boat together to get on the water. Woo! I don't have an amen corner. But it's true. And I can tell you that because what? Honey, no, I'm a speaker, right? I'll give you a prime example. No, I'm a speaker. No, I'm a great performer. And I was supposed to perform somewhere. Now, the type of person I am, I'm going to always try to make it work. You know what I'm saying? If it's not in your budget, if you know what I'm saying, if this is happening, I'm always going to try to make it work. I'm just that can-do kind of person. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, okay, what can we do? What can I do? I'll meet you halfway. You can't come halfway? Okay, just go a quarter. I'll go 3/4 of the way. Always trying to make it work on somebody else's terms, on somebody else's idea, on somebody. I'm always the cultivating one, which you all know because I wrote the song Coach Instead of Play. So used to being a coach and trying to set up shop on somebody else's stuff. See, it's easy to say, it's easy for me to perform at someone else's event. And if no one shows up to their event, no one comes, I don't have to walk away feeling bad. I'm going to sing, perform, do my thing, and I'm going to go home. But if it was Teeya being honest to what she wants to do, and if it was my own event and no one came, then I would feel like, dang. You know what I'm saying? My feelings would be hurt. So that goes back to being a priority. A lot of times we don't make ourselves a priority because we don't want to still feel the personal sting of life. And it could be a good experience too, but a lot of times we think about the bad things that can happen. You know what I'm saying? So we rather work with people on their stuff. So if it falls apart, if something goes wrong, we can be a hero. We can be the good person. We can always stay in the good light. Shout out to this good light that's going on right here. But we can always stay in a good light. But if it came to us doing our own thing with our own name on it, it's full ownership, ours. We have to take full responsibility for it going right or wrong. Sometimes we're too nervous to do that. So we just rather help other people. You know, I'm a great person. You know, I can't help it. I just love to help people. We're part of this because you don't think you can do it yourself. Like, I be getting so pissed. Like, I know I be amping up on here. I be trying to, like, stay calm. Because I be watching my videos back, like, Teeya, why are you yelling? I don't know. I just get so passionate about stuff. But it's like, I just want people to be honest about some stuff. And it's like, some people don't really know. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do the self-assessment, you don't know. And you do believe that you're just this great person who fell out the sky and your life is just a doormat, a welcome mat of Christ. And he put you here for people to wipe their shoes off on you. And you just want to be a dirty vessel so someone can have a clean shoe. That sounds really great. But you don't get brownie points for that. You don't get a heaven pass for that. You don't get respect for that. And honestly, that's not the way things work. We're supposed to be there for people, support people, help people out of the kindness of our hearts. not wanting anything, not doing it for something in return, and definitely not doing it to hide from our own responsibilities and our own jobs. Definitely not trying to do it so we can live off the platform that they created, because a lot of us do that. We're afraid to do it ourselves, so we find people that we can be around who are doing it and then try to make the connects built on top of the ones that they made. You can't do that. If you want to make yourself a priority, you have to invest in some steel toe boots, because you're about to build this thing from the ground up. And if you're not at that place where you can do that yet, you ain't ready. This ain't for you. Second point, you clearly don't understand the depth of your gift. It's so true. If you believe that you had the groundbreaking cure for cancer, I don't think you'd sit on that. You know what I mean? Especially seeing that you know people who've died from cancer. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you would just sit in the house and like, well, man, I know what I want to do, but I just don't know how to do it. I don't think you would do that. So we have to really, again, sit down and do the work. What am I here for, and why is this important? Instead of asking the questions like, how can I make this money, or how can this be profitable, you have to ask those questions to your spirit, to yourself. What do I have to offer? What do I have to bring that I know of no one else can do? What does this world need that I can do? You have to ask yourself that question, and if you can't answer it, you still got work to do. Next point. Your voice. We don't value our voice. A lot of us don't value our voice over what people say. Let me give you this analogy. So say, for instance, you're a mother and you have a child, and your child says, Mommy, I want to be an astronaut, but I don't think I can. You would tear the club up talking about, what do you mean you can't? Yes, you can. You can be anything you want to be. You be pulling out Bible scriptures, throwing oil, all kind of stuff, binding up stuff that ain't even there, threatening people, asking your child who said this to you. You be out in the street looking for them. So protective, because you don't want your child to think that this is not possible, that they can't do it. You want to let them know that yes, you can. But when we get older, it seems like things turn around and we still have that child, but that child is our dreams. And the parent becomes who we are currently, the older us. And when that child tries to say, Mommy, I want to do, or Daddy, I want to be an actor, instead of us validating what our child said, instead of us taking their side, instead of us busting out a scripture, a Bible, and quoting scriptures and throwing oil and going out in the street, you know what I'm saying, making it happen, being protective, we turn against ourselves and say, it's almost like, no, let's see what the world say. Let's see what Instagram say. Let me see what so-and-so doing over here. And then if it looks like it's safe and it's okay, then you can do it. You wouldn't tell your child that, but we tell ourselves that when we get older. It's like, how do you expect to genuinely and freely live if you're going to correct and you're going to overanalyze and you're going to judge everything that you want to do? So what, you've never done it before? So what, you don't have the funds? So what, there may be somebody better than you? Why can't it be enough that you just want to do it? It took me forever to have my own show. I wanted my show since I was a kid. How I'm talking to y'all, I used to be in the mirror doing that when I was a kid. And it just now happened. And the sad thing is that I had to wait for people to encourage me to do it. Now, there's nothing wrong for encouragement, but why couldn't it be enough that I wanted to do it? Why wasn't that enough? Just the simple fact that this was something I wanted to do. But I didn't believe people wanted to see it. I didn't think it was a place for it. I didn't think people cared about self-development. It wasn't enough that this was something I want to do. And a lot of you all, you aren't doing, you're doing things that you like to do. But those are the more safer things. I'm talking about some things that you've never even told people about, because nothing in your immediate personality would suggest that you like to do that. You know what I mean? But in your heart, you want to do it, but you're not, because you don't know what people are going to say, or what they're going to think, or people are going to support you, or if they're going to make fun of you. And that's the kid inside of you. Those are the childlike fears, that someone's going to make fun of me, that I won't fit in, that they're going to talk about me, that everyone's going to point and laugh. Those are the childlike insecurities. But the adult you, the one who's been living this life a little bit longer, the one that had to grow up, is the one who's supposed to be mature and say, baby, you can do this. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do. Who says you can't? But instead of being a protective parent, we turn into that overbearing, all-knowing, never listening parent. The one who tells you, this ain't the way to do this. This is the way to do it. No, you have to go this way. This is the way that's going to work. That's stupid. You stupid. What else? I can think of so many things that parents, that I've heard of parents saying to their kids, wanting them to go the safe way. Now you become that parent to you. And that's not okay. You'll never become a priority like that. This is how this relationship works. Your child only opens up to you, and I hope there's adults watching this that has kids, because here's a hint. Kids only open up to you when they feel like you're not going to judge them. And ironically so, it still happens with adults. A lot of us only open up about stuff when we feel like we're not going to be judged. That's the kid inside of us. When we feel like we're not going to be disciplined for what we want to share. When we feel like we're not going to be torn apart. When we share our honest ideas. And if every time an idea passes your mind, you beat it up with, you're not good enough, how you going to do this, you ain't got the money, you ain't got the resources, they going to laugh at you, ain't nobody going to support you, whoever did this, that's a stupid idea, it's already somebody doing that. If you're going to beat yourself up every time, that kid in you is not going to come out. You'll know she's there, you can feel her breathing, because you still think about it, you still want it, you still desire it, but she's not coming out. She's scared. And she has a right to be scared, because every time she raises her hand to say something, here comes you beating her down with everything. And I've come to really realize, when we talk about haters and enemies, I've found that the moment that I decided I wanted to live my life right, live my life better, be a better me, the biggest enemy, the only enemy I've really seen, had to confront, had to curse out, had to tell shut up, had to, oh my God, had to ignore, was myself. It was myself. People are going to be who they want to be. People are going to be who they are. People are going to talk about you, hate you, all of that. But I've learned that the one who really has stopped things from happening in my life hasn't been what the naysayers have said. It was me. It was me. It was me standing in the way of that kid. It was me standing in the way of my child, which is my dream, my desires that are untainted by greed, that are not driven by popularity. And those are the things that we should be doing. You're not paying attention, because think about it. When we're kids, we don't draw for compensation. We don't say, okay, now I'm gonna draw this Barney, but you know that's $2, right? We don't do that. We just want to color. We just want to build. We just when they pull out them blocks and Legos, we get excited. I still get excited. I'm still such a kid, and we don't do it for kudos. We start to grow up in the system where we're awarded for things, and then it becomes a habit. But initially, we do stuff just because. It's not because there's a million people in the room. We run because we just thought about running. I don't even know if we thought about it. We just ran. We just did it just because, for no other reason. And now everything has become because of something. Oh, well, why you want to do this? Well, I want so and so to come in. No. Where did that happen? Where does that fit in? That doesn't fit. And the kid inside of you, your purest, most genuine, trusted, the one you should trust, desire, wants something that has nothing to do with validation. It wants something that doesn't make sense on a scale of popularity. Like, I'm doing my own makeup channel. I'm nobody's makeup guru. Look, I don't got a whole wall full of makeup. This is going to be a get the job done, get ready with me series for my show. Getting ready with me as I prepare for TeeyaTuesdays. And I used to beat myself up like, how you going to do this? You ain't nobody's MUA. You ain't nobody's makeup artist. You ain't sponsored with makeup. People going to be commenting talking about some girl, one of your eyebrows larger than the other one. You didn't blend that right. That ain't your right color. I was just I was throwing them haymakers at the kid in me. Knocking them out. What else you want to do? Bing. What else you want to do? Bam. What else you want to do? Every time. Knocking them. And then we wonder why we finally know what we want to do, but don't have the energy to do it. You know why? Because you didn't beat the hell out of the kid in you. You didn't beat the enthusiasm out of yourself. And so a lot of times when we get restored, and even the reason why some people watch TeeyaTuesdays is because your child, your dreams, your energy to do those things is in the hospital. And it needs that reviving. It needs a word. It needs encouragement. It needs reinforcement. It needs to be rejuvenated because you have choked the encouragement, the enlightenment, the genuine, pure creativity out of yourself. Out of yourself. Whew. It's frustrating. It's so frustrating that if you really look at your life, a lot of the things that we don't have and a lot of the damage that is there is our fault. And I am so over ever being a victim. I am so over even accepting that mentality or that verbiage from anyone around me or that I run into, because I am fully convinced that especially at this point in my life, I am making the decisions. I am. Whether I'm verbally making them or deciding not to choose, I've still made a decision. And I'm at a place where I can learn and unlearn, and I can transform my life. And it may not happen overnight. It may take time, but I still have that power. So if I'm still deciding to live in the mud, if I'm still deciding to live in a place where I feel like life is happening to me, then life deserves to happen to me because I'm not making it a priority to stand up. I just got real frustrated. And hot, because these lights are hot. But I'm for real. You need to sit down and have a moment with yourself, male or female. Look in the mirror. I'm looking at one right now. And ask yourself, what do I want to do? And do not let that adult in you come out. Do not let that person who's lived this life, has a degree, good job, or, knows so much now, so wise, tell the child what to do. Because I think the hardest thing for me was becoming educated. Because the more I learned, the more fearful I became. The more I knew and understood that running fast, I could possibly fall. If I run at 20 miles per hour, I could fall at a rate of, knowing all of that made me stop running. And it's like we get older and we become so studious and we have this air about ourselves. Well, in all honesty, we become less powerful and more knowledgeable. And if I could trade, and go back and know that, I choose power. And power is creative. Power is being free from the weight of other people's thoughts, from the weight of other people's tradition and way of doing things. And that child in you is trying to speak. You can pray all you want to. And I'm telling you, I'm even at a place now where it's like my whole mindset as far as religion is different. It's not a crutch, and it sure looks like it now. I can't pray and say, Lord, can you please, I don't know what to do. I just need you to make my life over, and I just need you to give me this, and I just need. If he was going to think for us, he wouldn't have gave us a brain. If he was going to be our awareness, he wouldn't have given us instinct and discernment. He's given us these things on purpose. It wasn't to fill a space. Now, yes, we do pray for direction. We do pray and ask God what to do. Lord, is this your will? Of course, but sometimes we be asking him to do the whole job. Like, why I could have made you wind. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't going to use the body, if you weren't going to use what I made, we have to allow that child to come out and don't judge it. Ask yourself what you want to do and just start talking. Even if you have no experience, no resources in that area, you need to know. You need to know, and don't judge it, because the moment you start judging that child, he or she is going to back up. It's going to stop talking. Ain't that what we do? When we try to share our heart with somebody, when we try to share our feelings or what hurt us, and as soon as they open their mouth, they attack us, or I don't know why you feel like that. That's stupid. Nobody's trying to. You shut down, don't you? Well, same thing's happening on the inside. Oh, y'all. You have to honor our voice over the noise. And there's so many things that I am doing now and that I am in preparation to do because I want to do this. And a lot of them I should have been done, have more than enough experience in to do it. Some of them have no experience in, and I'm still going to do it. Why? Simply because I want to. And if what I want does not matter, If what I want does not matter, then why am I even praying, asking God to help me? It don't matter, right? Because when you don't make yourself a priority, that's what you're saying. It don't matter. Like, why am I even trying to figure this? Why are you watching my show? Stop watching my show right now. Because it don't matter, right? It doesn't matter. And if you're going to say, no, Teeya, it does matter, then make yourself a priority. That is all for today, people. I love you as always. Thank you for bearing with me. And the quality is really not that bad. But as you can tell, it's different from my other camera. But I like it because it's a little more intimate on my laptop. But thank you for bearing with me, you guys. I would love... Some people comment. Everyone doesn't comment. Or people text me or call me. So you can still do that. But I would love to hear, like, your feedback. I would love to hear where you are and what's going on with this transition. If you making yourself a priority. If you would like to send me something personally, you can email me at TeeyaSkipper. What's going on with my voice? At TeeyaSkipper@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys. I love you and I want you to be a part of my community. Thumbs up if you liked my video. It's that simple, right? Click subscribe and thumbs up if you like my video. Please share the wealth. If it's something that you got from the video and you know will be helpful, share. And until then, you guys, I'll let you know when I'll be releasing my Get Ready With Me video. But until then, you guys, I'll see you next week for Teeya Tuesdays. Stay blessed and stay growing. Love you.
To the ceiling and my back to the floor. Question, yeah.